Hey everybody, this is Steve. I'm coming at you today from my home office, but from the other view. Usually, I use the camera on one of my computer right here, but instead I set up a camera back there, just so you can kind of see what I see. It's really exciting. Um, I just wanted to record a short video to sort of cover a couple of things that are coming up as we close up the term here. First off, we're going to start talking about Colin Brooks' book, and oh, I don't think I have it here. It's Lingua Fracta. We're going to read the preface and the first two chapters of that, and not the Byron Hawk reading. It just seemed like it was going to fit better in terms of what we're talking about, and I just wanted to make things a little bit more simple by just having the one book to focus on. I want to try something a little bit different though in terms for discussing it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up on the class blog a link to the wiki, and let's just, for the sake of argument, for the sake of experiment, try discussing the book on the wiki space, and see how it goes. I don't know if it's going to work well. I don't know if it's not. It's just one of those things I want to try out before the term is over. Anyway, so we'll talk about that beginning pretty much today and through this week, and it's just the preface and the first two chapters. Then a week from today, on Monday, December 7th, you should strive to have a finished version of your final project that you've been working on all term up and online and ready to for peer review from your colleagues. And I will set up groups of probably about 4 or so. It kind of depends on how the numbers shake out, but 4 or so of you for each peer review group. And you should begin that on Monday and have until Wednesday or so to finish that up. Wednesday, I think that would be, I guess it'd be December 9th. Now, here's the thing. If you want to get feedback from other people, it's critical that you post your project there. Otherwise, how are people supposed to give you feedback? I mean, if you wait until the last minute, then you're going to get that much less feedback. Better to have something posted than not anything at all. So even if you're not done, go ahead and post as much as you can. We will wrap up peer review on these projects no later than the end of the day, and the end of the day for me is midnight, on Wednesday, December 9th. Then the final project itself needs to be posted and available on your blog space, on your WordPress.com space, no later than the end of the day on December 11th. And again, for me, the end of the day is midnight. Now, the December 11th deadline is really, really important because I want to be able to give you guys all feedback on your final projects. And what I will do for each of you is I will record an audio comment as I read through your project, and I will post this on EMU Online as part of the gradebook function. You'll see what I mean when we get there. But here's the important thing. If you don't have the thing done by December 11th, then it's going to be really difficult for me to post this comment by the time of our final, which is wrapped up on December 18th. So that December 11th deadline is really important. So be sure to meet that for the final project. So peer review starts on Monday, December 7th. The final project is due on December 11th, and that's all we're doing next week is just working on projects, just wrapping those things up. Now, in terms of finals, I will post the final for the class, which will be obviously a take-home final. I mean, you can't really do much different than that in an online class, right? On December 11th. It'll be due on December 18th, and again, it will be posted electronically. Probably I'll actually ask you to post it to EMU Online. And probably I'll ask you to do it as just a Word file, just because it keeps things a little bit simpler in terms of how I comment on these things. You'll see what I mean when we get there. But that will be due at 5 p.m. on December 18th, which is, for the purposes of our class, the end of time. More on that in just a second. Now, I originally had suggested that we have a sort of get-together at the Corner Brewery on December 18th. However, it turns out that that's the day of the English department Christmas party, and so I kind of have to go to that. So what I was going to suggest is that perhaps we can get together on December 17th, and which would be the Thursday. I don't know exactly how that fits into people's schedules. I'm going to post something on the blog website, the blog site for a Doodle calendar, and we'll take a poll, and if there is a consensus of people who are interested in showing up on December 17th to the Corner Brewery to, have a few beverages and to chat about old times and all that kind of stuff, then we will meet. If there's not, there's not, because many of us have already met face to face, and so, we'll just part ways virtually. Finally about the final, the December 18th at 5 p.m. Michigan time is the end of time for the class. And I want to emphasize and really underscore the importance of the end of time. At 4:58 on December 18th, everything's fine. Birds are singing. It may or may not be winter yet. This weird winter we've had so far. Children are playing, etc. At 5:01 on Michigan time, on December 18th, time itself ceases to exist. We're sucked into a void, a nothingness, a darkness, a black hole, a death. Now, I underscore this just because I want to make sure that people understand that if you were to say to me, Steve, is there any way I can hand in the final or some other kind of project or whatever on December 19th? My response would be to you, what do you mean? There is no December 19th. And this is really important for me because all things good and or bad, and this has been great, all things good and or bad must come to an end. And for our purposes, that end will be at 5 p.m. December 18th, Michigan time. So make sure that your final project, everything else, all done by then. And I also, my promise to you is that you will have grades in everything but the final on December 18th. And finally, the final grade for the class should be posted sometime by December 19th, maybe December 20th. It's in my interest to post these grades quickly too, because I'll be leaving town, and I want to wrap things up as well. Okay, I think that's about all I need to say for now, and hopefully this little little closing video makes some sense. And I'm looking forward to talking about Colin Brooks' book and on the wiki, and I'll see you online.